is so important. Now you have 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. You have 2 timeouts. So if you stop them, they back you up. You get the ball after the punt. You're still going to be stressed with time trying to drive the length of the field with no timeouts.
There's a frustrated Drew Bledsoe who's just 2 out of 8 throwing for 1 yard here in the 4th quarter. Cowboys looking to take time off the clock, and that means the ground game. Murrell. Forward progress will be marked at the 29-yard line. Sam Adams, the first to hit him. A 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9. And we have an injured player down on the field for Buffalo. That is number 93, Pat Williams.
Pat Williams and Sam Adams have both put in a lot of plays today.
2:36 to play here in the 4th. We'll take a timeout.
Leon, your reactions following today's devastating loss?
Football's a team sport, man. So I got to put the loss squarely on the shoulders of my supporting cast. Look, man, I've been carrying these guys the whole season, but I can't do it all. I need some help.
So your 4 fumbles weren't a factor in your mind?
Not if one of those other guys would have jumped on the ball. Again, Leon can't do everything.
There's no I in team.
Well, ain't no we either.
Doesn't your cousin know how to fix a computer?
He's in Florida. What about that kid across the street? Isn't he a computer whiz or something?
He's always staring at your legs.
Sweetie, could you stop that? Didn't you get that book, Computers for Morons?
I didn't understand it. What the?
New AOL 9.0 optimized with computer checkup can make fixing your computer, well, child's play. Life needs quick fixes. To get AOL 9.0, call today. Look for a disc in your mail or go to AOL.com.
Come on, I need an answer. If you're shipping internationally, you gotta use FedEx.
Brilliant, Dal. You're a real lifesaver.
So then I said, if you're shipping internationally, you gotta use FedEx.
You're so smart.
So I tell these guys, if you're shipping internationally, you gotta use FedEx. These guys have nothing, so I say, you ship it internationally, you gotta use FedEx. That's what I told him.
And I think we all remember the time when Al here said,
if you're shipping internationally, you've got to use FedEx.
Is there a survivor conspiracy against America's favorite castaway?
We might be able to get rid of Rupert.
We've got to get Rupert off right now.
Or will the tribe cut its own throat?
You cross me, I'll kill you.
Plus, a sinister plot is brewing.
If one of the guys get hurt.
And you'll never guess who's behind it.
You want to come along?
Don't miss an all-new Survivor, CBS Thursday.
The injured Bill Pat Williams walked off the field under his own power. He's standing on the sideline. 2nd and 9. Carter pulls it down and now throws Richie Anderson out of the backfield and across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. Antoine Winfield with the stop, and the timeout is called by the Bills with 2:13 to play. A reminder, coming up tonight on CBS, if there are doubts about whether Jessica Lynch was truly a hero, none about the GI who saved her life. Meet him on 60 Minutes, followed by TV's most watched new drama, Cold Case, and then the world premiere movie that takes you behind the headlines of the Elizabeth Smart kidnapping, the Elizabeth Smart story, tonight here on CBS, America's most watched network.
You know, that was a really good play by Quincy Carter. I hope you realize that, and it could be the difference in winning this football game.
Phil, we were talking during a timeout, and you have to scratch your head and wonder how this Buffalo team could lose by such big margins to the Kansas City Chiefs and to the New York Jets with a defense like this.
Yeah, we watched the play by Quincy Carter there, but you know, Greg, that's what we talked about during the commercial, because they play so hard, they're so physical, we can see the talent, and the reason why is I think they've just now discovered how they really want to play the football game. And you can plan all you want during off seasons, but you just never know what your team is going to be until the season gets going along.
A big 3rd and 2 for the Cowboys. Straight ahead, Murrell looking for first down yardage, and he is awfully close.
One side gives it to him, the other side didn't.
We'll get a measurement with 2:07 on the clock.
But you know, isn't it amazing though? And it's true, because I played on so many teams. that you can plan, you can think, and you work the preseason games. This is what we're going to do. Then the season starts. Oh, it's not working. And then you almost have to reinvent yourself. And all of a sudden, 5 or 6 games into the season, you go, now we got it.
Murrell got enough for the first down. And now the Bills are looking at 2:07 on the clock, and it will tick down to the 2-minute warning. They'll go to the 2-minute warning with 1 timeout remaining. 10-6 Dallas. We're back after this.
Rupert is a survivor hero and a fan favorite. Sometimes generous.
Rupert does a lot of fishing and hunting.
Always dominating.
Damn it, look at me!
But now, will the merged tribe conspire against the Island King?
We might be able to get rid of Rupert.
We've got to get Rupert off right now.
Or will they cut their own throats?
You cross me, I'll kill you.
Plus, a sinister plot is brewing.
If one of the guys get hurt.
And you'll never guess who's behind it.
You want to come along?
Don't miss an all-new Survivor. CBS Thursday.
Two minutes to play here in Texas Stadium, and the Bills looking at an uphill battle now with just 1 timeout remaining to stop the clock. And that play action by Quincy Carter now stands absolutely as the difference here.
It was the game winner. It allowed the Dallas Cowboys to run the football up in there on 3rd and short and just get enough to get the first down. Buffalo has 1 timeout. I shouldn't say the game winner. It's not completely over.
Line of scrimmage, the 38-yard line. Each team with 1 timeout remaining.
We laughed at halftime. What did we say to each other? We looked at the first half was over, and I turned to Greg and I said, boy, there is going to be one really upset football team when this one's over if it continues the way that it did in the first half, and it has. Hard fought and tough.
Get a whistle. And this will back the Cowboys up.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 82 offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
I think pictures say it all.
I tell you, one of the best things, funny things that happened on the sideline, we missed a really big field goal one time with him. And we driven down the field, we miss it. And so we're all upset on the sideline. The kicker's walking off, and he just kills the kicker, yelling at him and everything.
A handoff straight ahead is Murrell out across the 35 to the 38, and the Bills use their final timeout.
I'll finish it later.
Yes, you will. We go to Jim Nance in New York. Jim.
All right, guys, and here are the Raiders with possession. The game tied, closing seconds. Rick Meyer. And the pass caught by Teo Johnson, but they ruled that he did not get out of bounds, and the clock wound down and out. We're on to overtime. The toss has been won by the Jets, and time permitting, we'll take you there after Buffalo and Dallas. Back to you.
Real quick, that's a correct call. If you are not going forward when you go out of bounds, the clock will not stop. So it's confusing sometimes to the fans, but to finish that story, so we missed the big field goal. He yells at the kicker so much that we're all standing behind Bill. We start laughing because we can't help it, because nobody ever yells at the kicker. And he turns and keeps yelling at the kicker as he walks by him, and he sees us, and he looks at us. He goes, what? Who invented the rule you couldn't yell at the kickers? And of course, he said it much more colorful. And, you know, we all broke down in the heat of a game, because if it's not you, sometimes it's funny.
Sometimes.
That's right, sometimes.
2nd and 10. And out to the 40-yard line is Murrell. London Fletcher with the stop. Clock continues to move. 1:45 to play. And the Cowboys are looking at a 3rd and 8. what's in Bill Parcells and Quincy Carter's future. They travel to New England, host Carolina. 14-4 between them.
Miami, oh, they won't be mad when they come down here on Thanksgiving. Philadelphia is going to be tough. The Redskins rebounded today, so that's why Bill Parcells said we need a victory bad, because the road is going to get hard on us.
3rd and 8. They did not put the ball in the air. Big hole left side, midfield, 45, out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Clock continues to move, and that's the ball game.
How about that for a free agent who begs for a tryout from an old coach, Adrian Murrell? Bill Parcells had the faith in him to make him the backup running back today. He shows some quickness. He looks fresh.
He had 20 yards rushing last week in his comeback game against Washington. 76 rushing yards today. Carter takes the knee, and the Cowboys go to 7-2 on the season. Not since 1995 have they accomplished that, and they ended up on top in Super Bowl 30. The Buffalo Bills, valiant effort defensively. They fall to 4-5. There's our final score: Dallas 10, Buffalo 6. Thanks for joining us, everyone. To Jim Nantz in New York.
All right, so the Cowboys, yes, they're now 7-2. How about Adrian Murrell? What a pickup a couple of weeks ago. Carries a lot of the load down the stretch, and Dallas prevails there. Meanwhile, let's move on to the overtime. And we're going to send it out to Oakland with Gus Johnson and Brent Jones on the call.
13:30 remaining in overtime. This game ended at 24 apiece at the end of regulation. Chad Bennington leading the Jets down the field. They got the two-point conversion, and now they're faced with a first down and 10 at their own 22. Here's Curtis Martin over the right side, and Martin tackled at the 30 after a gain of 8.
Because the Jets struggling to run the ball all day, but this fourth quarter and now in this overtime period, you're seeing a lot more too-deep coverage from the Raiders. They're afraid of Santana Moss, and so they can't bring that safety up against the run.
A look at the game summary. The Raiders have committed themselves to running the football. Only one turnover committed by Oakland as they were marching it in the end zone. 2nd and 2 at the 30. They run the reverse. Moss with blockers. Moss turns it up. Moss down the sideline. Santana Moss. And Kevin Mawai sprung him with a beautiful block.
In the sever, Kevin Mawai getting a great block downfield, and Curtis Conway, the ex-receiver, doing something down there as well. Here comes Mawai outside, steal that. Here's the block with Conway out here. That allows our guy Santana Moss to get all the way down the sideline. Big blocking, nice call. Jets continuing to run the ball against this too-deep coverage, and now all of a sudden the Raiders go into 3 deep.
1st and 10 at the 45. Back in motion. And they run it. Jordan bounces it outside and gets out of bounds at the 35. So the question is, will Doug Bryant be able to redeem himself? And we could not have scripted this one any better at CBS. Bryant with the brain freeze last week.
And Gus, the Raiders have to go back to that 8-man front, because every time they're in a 7-man front, the Jets are running the ball. The Jets hadn't been able to run the ball all game.
2nd down and 3 at the 37.
Watch Santana Moss, because they're in that 8-man front.
Soul and Martin in the backfield. Play action underneath. It's Soul who dives forward and gets close to the first down. Martin with the tackle.
And I think Soul's going to be about 6 inches short, 6 to 10 inches short. The big 3rd down call.
A white knuckler for Herman Edwards as he takes a deep breath. on the New York sideline.
And I don't think there's any question. Give the ball to Lamont Jordan right up inside over Kevin Mawai. That's the spot to run it.
3rd down 1 at the 36. Jordan, 1st down. Inside the 30. A gain of 7.
And that's exactly what Herman Edwards did. Lamont Jordan right up the gut, right over Kevin Mawai. Go with your strength.
And Herm may want to kick it right now.
Hey, when you're a head coach in this league, and I know what you're thinking, you get down, when your kicking game had happened to what had happened to the Jets last week, you keep going if you're rolling on this offensive drive.
He's talking to Mike Westhoff, the special teams coach. 1st and 10 at the 30. Martin. And Curtis Martin, sure-handed tailback, is stopped by Napoleon Harris. Martin fumbled it last week, and there's Doug Bryan. 14 of 18 on the season coming into this game.
You know, once you get inside the 20, then you can think about just going ahead and setting it up in the middle of the field and get your kicker a no-brainer, because Doug Bryan should be able to handle that. But right now, you might get the Raiders guessing run and gash him on a big pass.
They hand it off. Martin outside, still running. Out of bounds at the 20. And Bryan already today has a 48-yard field goal. Now the ball sits at the Oakland 20 with 9:36 to go in overtime.
Boy, what a great effort by Curtis Martin to step out of that tackle and keep that ball rolling. That's still 3rd and short, but they would have been 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 if he hadn't made that run.
3rd down and 1.
Lamont Jordan up the middle. Stick with what brought you here.
Jordan trying to get outside. He does, and maybe a yard on the play as he runs over one of the
Boy, and he got a game workers. He got a good mark, too. I think he got the 1st down. But you're going to see Lamont Jordan bounce it outside, and I thought here was the hole. But he decided to kick it out. And going against Derek Gibson, if you're a safety, you've got to make that tackle. Boy, and you know what? He stepped out short, I think. They gave him a great mark. Boy, I don't know.
First down.
And they got the 1st down. And I just wonder, Gus, you know, of course, the challenges come from upstairs during this overtime period. That's not even close. Here's the 1st down marker. They've got to review that. That should be automatically reviewed.
The last play. I think they heard you.
I think they did, because that was not even close. And usually the officials are right on top of those, but his right foot stepped out, and that ball was half a yard short. And so I think we're going to see 4th down, and I think Doug Bryan better start getting ready right now. You see his foot step out right there? Yeah, it wasn't even close. Yeah, and it's got to be. There it is, and there's the ball. And there's the line where it was marked. It's a yard short, Gus. That was a big miss right there. And that's why